8:30, I'll call the meeting of June 20th to order. First item is public comments. No comments? If not, we'll move along.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Mr. Babs.
Is Sandy coming in today?
Who?
Sandy?
Yes.
Yeah,
Will we have an opportunity as a public to ask her some questions?
Sure.
Or I'd like to ask you to ask the question.
okay, all right.
I requested from her some information on how many hours of overtime were spent on family leave, the Federal
On
Family Leave Act.
Yeah,
That we don't have to pay the people in a lot of cases because they take their sick days and their vacation days, but at some point we do pay them.
right,
And all of those people, we have to replace them with somebody.
yep,
And she sent me a letter that said it was, last year was something like 6,000 hours.
overtime?
Taken for family leave. So
that
what
could
I'd like to
include-
know, either if she has any idea or can figure out what the average overtime is, or some way we can figure it so we can show Mr. McCarthy, Representative McCarthy, the 206,000 or whatever it was for overtime. When you consider what we have to pay out and the number of employees we have, that's not a bad figure,
Right.
in my estimation.
Yep, okay,
Or I'll ask her if you'll give me the opportunity.
yep, well,
Thank you.
anybody else, public input?
Mr. Brown has something to say.
Mr. Brown?
While we're asking questions of Sandy, I'll go back to what's happening with a county list with a nursing home.
With the waiting list?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was answered when we had the social worker in to talk about it. You want an update? Is that what you're looking for?
There needs to be either a policy, there needs to be a county list for county residents.
I don't think that's legal.
And I've been asking for this for months, so no, it hasn't been answered.
Okay,
Because without a county list, there's no benefit to the taxpayers of having a county nursing home.
I think she explained, though, how people are admitted
Preference.
into the nursing home.
Preference. They say they try to give preference to county residents. Well, that's not sufficient. There should be a county list. And county residents should go on the county list, and that county list should get preference over someone who's never stepped foot in the county.
Well, I agree.
But there still isn't.
But I think in my understanding from what she said was that if somebody lived in Florida and had a relative that lived here in Carroll County, and all of a sudden they moved from Florida to Carroll County, I don't know if they have to be here 6 months before they're admitted. So maybe you're right, maybe that needs to be explained. But they can be added to that list because they have a relative that lives here.
Right, but if it comes down between a resident and a relative of a resident, it would have to go to the resident.
I think you have to understand one thing about how one gets admitted into this nursing home, or I would dare say to almost any nursing home, and that is by needs and where you can, where that person, where there is an opening, a bed. In our nursing home, we have the first floor for people who have dementia and Alzheimer's. If a bed is available on that floor and the next person on the list does not qualify for that bed, then you don't give it to that person because they would be misplaced. And so you would have to find someone on the list who has the need to be on that floor, for example. So it does not just go by where you live or whether you've paid taxes to this particular county or not, but rather to the needs of your your problem and to whether or not we have a bed that would suit your particular need.
That still could fall well under a county list.
But
Because I'm sure a county list, you're gonna have more than 1 or 2 people on it. So you just, if that be the case, then you just go down the county list to find that person who fits into that particular slot. And if not, just like you said, then there's no benefit to having a county nursing home. Privatize the county nursing home.
so that's what you would like.
Well, if there's no county
So
list.
that's what you would like.
If there's no county list.
I see. I understand
No,
now.
you don't see.
Okay.
If there's no county list, there's no benefit to the county, the people of the county.
Okay, all
What's the
right,
benefit?
all right, we heard you, Mr. Brown, good point. Yes, Mr. Patterson.
I think you also ought to point out that members of Carroll County that find themselves in Rockingham
Have
County
something to
area.
say?
Wait a minute,
Not in a public meeting.
Oh, okay, I didn't think so.
We'll step outside
Well,
afterwards.
let's step outside right now.
okay, stop it,
Jesus.
stop it.
Come on.
Mr. Babson has the floor, Mr. Brown, please. Mr. Babson.
I would think the commissioners would point out that if we have residents living in Rockingham or Hillsbury or Hillsborough or
Yep,
Coos County, that they're taken in there too, and we have to pay for them.
that's right.
And that the people from, I don't know how you establish residence for some of the people that we have over here, but somebody else is paying for them to be here also. And I happen to agree with Mr. Brown, that I think I've said this years ago, that there ought to be some kind of a, I don't know how you set it up, maybe if it's, as Commissioner Sorensen just said, if the first floor is Alzheimer's, you have a list of residents with Alzheimer's, and whatever's on the second floor, you have a list, and you go down that list, because I don't see, other than providing a lot of jobs, fairly good jobs, the nursing home, if you can't use it for your own residents, why would you have it? Your own taxpayers.
Yes, Dan.
As far as I know, there is a county list, because Sandy talks about the wait list all the time.
Yep, yep.
But there's no county list. It's
I'm
just
sure there is a list of people that would like to be in our nursing home. Some of them are on the list that are not ready to be here, but they're on the list. Some don't meet the right floor. We'll look at it.
I'd imagine, at least and I don't know, but there's got to be some percentage that's usually county residents on the wait list. It might be 90%, might be 80%, might be 75%, I don't know, but
Yeah.
I'd imagine that the list would have a high percentage of Carroll County residents. I'd imagine, but we could ask her.
I'm certain with the list that we have, we don't take somebody in from out of state that are not residents, or that are from another county that are not residents.
Not residents.
Now, the residents could be that they lived here all their lives and they pay taxes, or a relative lived here all their lives and paid taxes, and their mother or their whatever father has come to live with them and is put on the list. They pay taxes, so why shouldn't they be equal to anybody who's paid taxes?
So it just seems like maybe the question to ask is what percentage of the wait list is Carroll County residents and what percentage is relatives of Carroll County residents?
I think also one has to remember that oftentimes we have people who may be spending their winters in Florida, for example, but do and have been residents of Carroll County and continue to pay the taxes on their home here in Carroll County. Snowbirds do keep residents here in the county. And I would like to also point out something. Several years ago, my father-in-law rather, was in need of a nursing home. He lived in New York, but I could not, in good conscience, keep him in New York at a nursing home there because we needed to be closer to him. He had only one child, my husband.
Non-public, yeah.
So when he came up here to go to a nursing facility, no one, I don't know that anyone asked, I told them, of course, that he was from New York, but I was a county resident. And I was paying county taxes, and had been paying county taxes. And had I decided that he should go,
Okay, we'll talk.
that he could go to, or should go to the county nursing home, for example,
Mhm.
So it's public.
I don't know why my father-in-law would not have had the right to go to that facility, as I, a taxpayer, was paying county taxes. I don't think that is right.
Did anybody say that?
Okay.
Anybody say that?
All right, let's close the public comment section and go into the minutes. And let's look at the minutes of the last meeting, which would be June 13th. I have one correction on the back, and it's just an addition. Motion, Commissioner Sarnes makes a motion to approve the employee personal manual dated 2012, seconded by Commissioner Solomon. All in favor, motion passed. It didn't list what it is, so it should be the County Attorney's Office Employee Personal Manual. Okay. That's the only correction that I have.
I got an email, I read the minutes. I said last week, none of my statements were in. Now I seen from
Do you-
last week, none
you-
of my statements are in too.
Do you have your statements
I don't have the
that
statements
you'd like to
with
have
me.
added?
I don't have the statements with me, but, I mean, it is recorded. I make several statements and nothing is in it, and I said it 2 weeks ago also.
I think you need to bring it, if it's lengthy, bring it in writing
It's
so
not
that we can take
lengthy.
action on it.
Because it looks like Commissioner Kenny was not there, if you read the minutes.
I read the minutes, it says Commissioner Kenny
Nothing
asked
is
Paula
said.
Coates how long the tape drive has been broken.
Yeah, important things are not there.
Oh, that's not important.
Okay.
I did send you some corrections.
I got
I
them.
have them out here, if you don't have them.
I do.
Okay, mostly having to do with sentence, putting things in order so that make a little bit more sense.
On the first paragraph where it says motion, Commissioner Kenny makes a motion to approve the non-public minutes dated April 25th, May 23rd, May 30th, and June 6th, and keep them sealed. Seconded by Commissioner Sorensen. Signature page is needed and changes need to be made. Minutes were tabled. Do we have those minutes with a signature page so that we can sign them and get
Yep.
this?
You
sign these
sign on the
approved?
page itself. You sign on the page, and I believe you took two with you, what you're going to read. So do you have them? You give me two back, I brought
These
four.
are,
Those are non-public.
the only thing that was missing, I believe, according to that statement, was that the signature page was a separate page, and it needs to be on the same page as the non-public minutes. And apparently, we haven't signed that.
Yeah, you have signed it, I have them right here.
Have you got them?
Yeah, you signed them.
Okay, then we
You
can.
said you
Then-
wanted to sign on the page itself, that is what you
Yep,
said last
yep,
week, so
yep.
it is signed. But you
So if
also, you have two with you what you're going to
Yeah.
read, I didn't get that back.
So these then we can approve.
And those are already approved.
Well,
the two you
according to
didn't
the
bring
minutes,
back.
we tabled them.
That is what you wrote, but you signed them. Those are approved.
You did, I saw you
I
sign
have
one.
to look
don't
for
know.
them now.
I didn't sign any of them because I didn't like them.
You
I
signed
wouldn't
it.
approve it.
And,
April 25th.
let's see. Just give me a minute. Do you have the non-public from the 2011, the three, what we need to release? Do you have it with you?
No, we're talking about 2012.
Yeah, but you have the 2011 too. One second, I have to go through all the papers here. This is approved. So the May 30th is approved,
Okay,
and the April 25th is approved.
okay. So we're missing May 23rd and June 6th.
I have May 23rd here,
Okay,
but it's not signed because you wrote in it.
Is that the way we're going to keep minutes now? With handwritten things in it?
no, she's got, you gotta put that signature page on the bottom of this. You must have that somewhere. It was on the other
Yeah,
one.
I have it downstairs. I can
Okay.
run and get it.
All right, so that takes, oh, I'm sorry, what was that last one?
May
May
20th.
23rd. Okay, the only one we're missing then is June 6th.
I don't have that with me now.
Okay. Then to clarify the minutes, I will make a motion that we
And Commissioner
approve.
Solomon didn't sign it.
No, I'm not signing it.
But
She's
you,
not.
you put things on it. You put.
Yes, and I think it should be retyped.
Or you want me
properly.
to retype it? No,
Yes.
you just put what, one sentence in and two
And just,
commas.
and just put the signature page on the bottom.
I can retype it
And
as
the
well.
date. Since it was tabled, I'll make a motion that we approve April 25th, May 23rd, and May 30th, non-public minutes.
Second.
Point of order,
Motion made,
Mr. Chairman.
seconded. Yes.
To clear up the confusion here, why is Commissioner Solomon not signing one of the minutes?
Because the signature
I'm not signing
page
any of them.
is not on the bottom. Well, she can,
May I ask
Explain.
Commissioner Solomon, why
I
are
don't
you
think
signing
they're
them?
properly written.
Is the content or the fact that the signatures aren't on the same page?
Content and,
Both?
yeah.
Thank you.
you got a point of order?
Yeah, I was just wondering if these are if Commissioner Solomon is not signing non-public or public minutes.
These are non-public.
Non-public.
Okay.
She's not signing them, but she put what she want in it.
I'm waiting to have it done properly.
So you want to retype again? I asked you the last time, and you just put the corrections in it.
All right, I don't hear a second to it. I guess I did. I did have a second.
I seconded the last week.
Any
you
further
did approve
discussion?
too. It was already signed.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in support of my motion for April 25th, May 23rd, and May 30th, non-public minutes be approved. All those in support of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed?
Nay.
Nay. One negative. Motion passes. I think they should be retyped with the signature page, otherwise I think they're okay. We're still lacking June 6th, so if you would find June 6 minutes, we'll go from there. Now, I guess I'm confused. Did we pass the June 13th minutes?
30.
No.
We haven't.
Oh, okay, you are public,
Do you
okay.
have any corrections to June 13th?
Like I said, my statements are not there.
Okay, you want to hold that then? Okay,
And it is now a month, I guess.
yeah.
The 3 minutes, you said we could release
Do you
it.
have
You
the
already
dates?
read it for
Do you have the-
2011.
yeah, the
No, I
dates for
don't
those?
have them, I give it to you.
Okay.
3 sets of
Get the
minutes.
dates and we'll look for
It
them.
needs to
Okay.
be released.
Okay. All right, Jason, please. Do you have any other reports to make?
I do have a
Co-op
few.
extension?
I have several.
Okay, go ahead.
Couple of things. I'd like to make an update first on, last week, we were to have a gentleman here, Commander Larry Ayers, to talk about the veterans shelter that I've proposed. He was unable to make the meeting. He called my home and told him that he had car trouble and was unable to make the meeting. However, he will, I spoke with him subsequently several times, and he is going to be holding a walkthrough on Monday with Bob Murray over at the the old nursing home. He's bringing with him a gentleman who is going to look at it from the perspective of what needs to be done. And then he will come to the commissioners' meeting sometime in July to discuss his findings. Yesterday, I attended 2 meetings in the evening for the county. One was the Chamber After Hours up in North Conway.
July, which is a holiday.
And among the people who were there were some of the same people who were at a meeting here for the jail. Gentleman from the Wood Company. He was at the chamber meeting. After the chamber meeting, I went over to the University Extension meeting where they were holding a meeting for filling a post of a 4-H coordinator, and there were 2 people there who presented to the advisory council, and one of the 2 was chosen to be offered the position. I'm not at liberty at this moment to say who it was, since I don't know that offer has been made yet. Both seemed very capable women, and this is an important job. I think I would like to say that the gentleman who is the 4-H leader is an astounding and outstanding person and is doing a wonderful job there. And we see that when he comes to the farm on Farm Day. I also made some inquiries as to the computer contract that was needed for the nursing home, and have I contacted Department of Health and Human Services, and it seems to have been a question regarding whether it was clear that going in the cloud would be covered, would take care of our problem having to do with certain information not getting out to people who shouldn't get it. And I spoke with a gentleman at DHHS who does their computer work, and he gave me a number of questions to be asked and answered in any contract that we go into. I have given these questions to Paula Coates over at the nursing home so that she can follow through on them, and we'll see what happens with that.
Do you have anything, Ashley, to report? Anything you...
I just want to say, several people said there are no commissioners' emails on the website. So I like to have the commissioners' email addresses on the website. And the delegation email addresses are also not on the website. I like to have the commissioners' expenses also on the website to create more transparency and open government. And I believe there is an ad out for a human resource director position. I got an email that there is an ad out. And I think we maybe should consider it to make it a county administrator position. I think there is money in that line. And the person didn't came in for 2 months, so there is for 2 months some more money left. Maybe absorb that human resource position and just make it a county administrator position
Instead of an HR person?
instead of a HR, human resource director. We don't have a county administrator position. And I think the county administrator can be like a buffer also between elected officials and the employees.
I think that has to be approved by the delegation when we add a position.
But it is,
And that
we
would-
already have a position, the strategy make
we don't
from
have
one
a,
position, you're
we
going
don't-
to this position.
we don't have a county administrator
Yeah,
position.
we don't, but if we make the human resource director position a county administrator position.
That's changing the job description.
You can't make an HR person's position a
We,
county administration.
we already have somebody for HR that can do the coordination. The county administrator can do also some HR work.
We have to
I
have,
think it is more beneficial.
we have to, that may be true. The county administrator needs to be a position approved by the delegation. Okay? And funding, because if you remember, the delegation, it says you can't spend money in a line item that has not been approved by the delegation for something that's not in the line. Okay?
But if we make it a different position, we already have the money in from the human resource director
The
position.
point, that's not the point. The point is that we can't spend money on an administrator because we don't have a line item in the budget.
But if we change the title, the position there is money in, we can use that money for it. No, we can't?
You
I
can't
don't
do
know
that.
if you change the
Okay?
position.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, and have something else. About the IT, last week you said that a county attorney saw the IT contract and approved it.
He was on the IT committee when the contract went out.
Yeah, he saw the IT contract and he approved it. After the meeting, I asked him, and he said he never saw the contract and he never approved it.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay. We have a letter from Melissa Siemens addressed to all the county commissioners. And she would like to have the correspondence from Asher Kenny to Representative Dave Babson in April or May of 2011.
April?
This email, you should have gotten this, this is addressed to all commissioners. This email was referenced during the May 4th, 2011 Commissioners meeting as being forwarded to Commissioner Sorensen. Subject matter was the business staff not being in the business office. Email correspondence sent from, number 2, email correspondence sent from Commissioner Kenny to former HR journalist Stephanie Milbury, since Miss Milbury left her employ with the county. Number 3, Commissioners' non-public meeting minutes from September 20th. And then she wanted a detail of the budget items, education conferences, other fees and services, dues, licenses, and subscriptions, deputy expenses, investigative supplies, uniform expenses, vehicle expenses, firearms, training and equipment, and new equipment. I assume that that is all under the sheriff's budget. And lastly, she's requesting a copy of email that Commissioner Kenny sent to only some members of the delegation, but then sent to all. The author of the email is former